Alright, this is DJ Awesome Rob, and I'm checking out Linux Mint. This is Linux Mint 18, codename Sarah. I'm running the Cinnamon build, 64-bit version. This is actually version 3.07 for Cinnamon. This version of Linux Mint 18 is based on Ubuntu 16.04 with the long-term support model. Alright, so as you can see here, Linux Mint is very simple to use. I guess that's what you would say. The Cinnamon build gives us a dark theme. It's actually pretty cool. I'm really digging it here. So let's drill down. Linux Mint minimum requirements are 512 megs of RAM. One's recommended. 9 gigs of disk space. They recommend 20. And 1024 by 728 resolution screen. Right here you're seeing a 16:9 laptop screen with full widescreen. I had no issues setting this up with this monitor, or I guess with this display, and it actually ran very nicely for me. No issues as far as needing screen space or anything like that. You can also find that if you go to linuxmint.com, I'm using the Cinnamon build. It also is available in Mate for more classic style, a little bit more familiar. The starts off in the default of the light screen instead of the dark theme. Also available in KDE, which is pretty, or quote-unquote elegant, and the XFCE environment, which is minimum system impact for maximum performance. So we get all the little googlies with the little extras, little flair with running the system that you wouldn't get on XFCE, but XFCE tends to run a little bit faster, a little bit better for you. Let's see. So of note, we'll say that Linux Mint is very easy to use. You download the ISO, you go to the website, you download it, you run it, you burn it on your system, you're good to go. Very easy to set up. Over Ubuntu, I will say that this gives you all your multimedia stuff very easily from the start. I had no issues setting up things to play and watch on my screen. I downloaded Google Chrome. It went off without a hitch. There's the software sources for the system. You can download apps, like I have downloaded Audacity, simple screen recorder for things like that, and it's very easy to use. Very easy to get those things installed. Let's see, the software manager, if you want to go ahead and install new things, and it's very secure. Let's see, it wants you to put your password in all the time. Make sure you're the appropriate user for the system. Let's see, this is an HP laptop. It was compatible with everything pretty much out of the box. I had no issues getting on the Wi-Fi. It even recognized the Bluetooth, which was a pain in the butt to use on when I had Windows installed on it. So I can say that the Linux build, the open source drivers that they put on there are fairly adequate. No problems whatsoever with that. And then the advantage you have with this being built on Ubuntu is that the terminal commands will work. So if you want to open the terminal, you want to add your own code, you want to add repositories, PVAs, stuff like that, you're good to go. You can just run it just like you would to something like that, and it would be, you'd have no problem just typing in your apt-get sudos and all that stuff. Let's see, if you're so inclined to do so, if you weren't going to find something from the software manager. Let's see, you want to record some software or record some audio. Let's see, this thing is recording and learning at the same time, so it's going to be a little slow here. It's also just a laptop that's probably about 6 years old at this point, but when I'm not trying to do heavy stuff, it actually runs very well. Great for web browsing, great for little audio editing and some light work. I mean, at least for what I'm doing this on. If you want to install this on a desktop, you're looking at probably installing the AMD and NVIDIA drivers if you do any kind of gaming, and then going from there. And you should have a pretty fast and happy computer. Let's say the only cons that I can say for this is that Steam wouldn't work. I tried to install it about 3 times. It just would not go for me. With a little bit more tinkering and testing, maybe could have got, but trying to get time for this to review the system, just didn't go on my testing. Let's see. The only other issues you might have are incompatibilities with mainstream software, but in 2016 most of that stuff is web apps anyway, so you'll easily work around using Firefox or Google Chrome or you know, any of those things that are web connected. So I would also say that the cool features that you can, the Cinnamon version involves this snapping to snap screen things that you can do. So I can snap this to the bottom, I can snap it to a corner. You know, the system is very versatile. You know, productivity, that's what it's all about. There's various animations, cool effects, and all that kind of stuff is just built in from the start. Let's go in here into the settings. That's the only thing I really tell you is the system info. You know, you want to add, you want to tinker, you want to add things, you can see it all from here. Let's see, the only other thing I could mention is that Mint 18 will be supported with security updates until 2021. And this is straight off the linuxmint.com website. And then they also say that any future revisions or future versions will use the same software base until 2018. So upgrading the system, what linuxmint.com recommends is doing a full install when they kind of upgrade. So the advantage here, having it based off of Ubuntu 16.04 with 5 years of support that they give you as an Ubuntu user, kind of trickles down to being a Linux Mint user. So you're good to go until 2021. In 2018, you may have to upgrade if there's a major kernel update. Until then, you're good. And then, you know, all you have to do is back up your stuff anyway, and you're set. Let's see. We can see some pretty things in here. Let's see, what am I doing here? I think that's pretty much it. There is, let's see, you see my little Linux Mint logo here. They've also added a couple new backgrounds for this Sarah version. You've got the Linux Mint styles up here, but you've also got some Siri try to record at the same time. But my point being that you can have all the backgrounds they give you that are just, you know, people taking awesome photography and just open source platform. And then you can have cool backgrounds. You can of course add your own. You know, if you want to add your own from your picture file, you'd be good to go. Questions, hit me up. I am DJ Awesome Rob, aka Big Rob 029, aka the Open Source Noob. I am here as the Open Source Noob. I am here to guide you towards open source happiness and enjoying the Linux platform. Peace up in the crowd.